Did you know your long-term care insurance might actually pay a family member to help care for you? However, it really depends on the precise language in your policy. If you've been wondering what your long-term care insurance policy covers for caregiving, you're not alone. And that is what we're going to dive into today. I'm Andrew Kantor of Kantor & Kantor, where we help families navigate long-term care insurance claims, especially when they need care the most. Today, we're going to talk about what your policy may cover when it comes to caregiving. And this can include both professional caregivers and family members stepping in as caregivers. By the end, you'll understand the key things to look for in your policy, and also how our team can help you get the benefits you deserve. For example, many policies will allow immediate family members to be caregivers and be covered under the policy. We had a recent case where a daughter-in-law was taking care of her father, and as an immediate family member, she expected reimbursement. Unfortunately, the insurance company disagreed and doesn't consider a daughter-in-law an immediate family member. We're fighting that one out right now. First, it's important to know that your LTC policy itself dictates coverage, not outside government agencies. There are two major distinctions to pay attention to in a long-term care policy. First is whether or not the policy allows friends or family members to be caregivers at all, regardless of not whether they are licensed. Some policies will forbid family members and friends from being caregivers even if they are licensed. The next thing to look for is whether or not the policy requires that the caregivers be licensed at all and what those licensure requirements are. That's why it is critical to read your contract carefully. There is a significant difference depending on what type of policy you have. Most long-term care policies use a reimbursement model. That means you pay for care up front and submit proof of your expense to get reimbursed. These policies are more likely to restrict family members from being caregivers. Indemnity policies, which are less common, reimburse you a set amount each month regardless of the expenses you incur. This usually gives you a lot more flexibility to pay a family member as a caregiver if needed. To get reimbursed under a long-term care policy, you'll usually need a healthcare provider to show that you need assistance with at least 2 activities of daily living. This includes things like eating, bathing, or dressing. And also, don't forget about the elimination period, which is essentially a waiting period before your benefits take effect. It is also important to remember that you can qualify for benefits if you are severely cognitively impaired, regardless of whether you need assistance with activities of daily living. First, read your policy carefully and pay special attention to the sections that describe who and who cannot be a caregiver. Also, review your policy to understand whether it is a reimbursement policy or a cash benefit or indemnity policy. And if it is ever unclear, contact your insurance company as soon as possible. Long-term care insurance can be confusing, but understanding what and what is not covered as far as caregivers can be extremely important. At Kantor & Kantor, we help you review the right documents, understand your case, and even help you file a claim if you need it. If you or a loved one has a long-term care insurance policy and you're concerned about filing a claim, don't wait. Give us a call today. And for more tips about long-term care insurance, subscribe to our channel for more future videos.